Machine sewing saves your time and body, reducing what could be hours of work into a minor inconvenience. Today I'm going to show you how I machine sew belt loops for a fursuit tail. First, decide on the length of your belt loops. Then measure, cut, and heat the ends of your nylon webbing to create them. I like to cut my webbing into 4-inch pieces, which results in a finished belt loop with a 2-inch opening. Most belts average around 1.5 inches, so a 2-inch opening is perfect. You can buy nylon webbing from specialty stores, like those that supply climbers, or from most stores that sell sewing notions, like thread, buttons, etc. Before working with your nylon webbing, you'll want to heat seal the ends so they don't unravel. There are tools made specifically for this, but I just use a lighter. This is melted plastic, so please be careful. Once your nylon belt loops have been created, draw 4 lines where the 2 belt loops will enter and exit your tail. I draw these 4 lines 1/2 inch from the ends of each nylon strip. If this is your first time doing this technique, you might want to cut a longer nylon strip. For example, a 6-inch strip so that you can draw these openings 1.5 inches from the ends. Watch the rest of the tutorial to judge for yourself if you need this extra allowance, and remember, you can always remove your stitching and try again if something goes wrong. Next, cut these lines open just enough to insert your nylon. Faux fur has a very small amount of stretch. Use this to your advantage to keep these openings as small as possible. From the back of the fur, insert the straps through the top openings. If you cut your straps to 4 inches like me, you will want to insert until only 1/2 inch of nylon is still visible. To attach the strap, sew above the cut in the fur, sew below the cut in the fur, and sew in a diagonal between these lines. You can sew in an X if you prefer the look. Sewing in this way closes our opening and attaches our nylon to our tail. You won't need more stitching than this. You can use a zigzag stitch here if you prefer. I like using a straight stitch. If your stitching misses the fur, resulting in a hole, tuck the fur under the nylon and sew over it again. I find that this happens the most when my nylon strap is too short. Using a zigzag stitch will ensure you catch the fur fabric. After this first bit of sewing, your belt loop should be sticking straight up. Pull them down and insert them into the bottom lines we cut. There should be about 1/2 inch of nylon that you can pull through the back. The belt loop doesn't need to lay completely flat, but you don't want it to distort your pattern piece once sewn. If this step is giving you trouble, you'll want to use a longer piece of nylon like we previously discussed. And once again, sew above the cut in the fur, sew below the cut in the fur, and sew in a diagonal between these lines. You'll be able to see some stitching from the front side of the tail. You can brush the fur out to conceal this, but this part of the tail will be hidden against the wearer's body. And that's it. Yay machine sewing! I hope that helped. Thanks for watching.